I want to tell you about a man named Steele. In 1966, Steele was a cadet at West Point and a sophomore tight end on Army's football team. When he stepped on the field at Michie Stadium, he became the first African American to play varsity football at West Point, effectively breaking the color barrier at the United States